If you're a coach or healer and you find the idea of using AI scary or you're scared of sounding like a robot, I've got a great episode for you today because I'm going to show you 3 simple ways that you can start using AI now, today, and that you're going to enjoy and that are going to make your life so much easier. So let's go. In today's conversation about power, I'm going to show you 3 simple ways to get going with ChatGPT as a coach or healer. Now, I know that a lot of people are not using ChatGPT or any form of AI yet, or are just starting to dip their toe into the water. And it can seem overwhelming. Where do you even start with this stuff? So I thought I would show you just 3 simple ways so you can see how ChatGPT approaches things, and you can start to get a feel of, is this something that would work for you or not? Now, to give you a bit of perspective, now I used to work in IT, so I'm really, really into tech, but I'm also really into words and I'm really into woo. So for a while, I was trying to work out what to do with this as well, because, where's the humanity in it? I found out how to do that, how to make sure that what you write with ChatGPT actually seems like you're a human being. And that's why I want to show that to you today. If you'd like to try out these prompts for yourself, download them for free using the link in the comments. Right. So let's dig into what you can actually do when you're writing these prompts. Now, the first thing you need to do, go to openai.com. You don't need to have a paid version for this. You can just use what you can see on the screen. It's handy if you do have a paid version later because it remembers things, you can upload documents, etc. But for now, you're just trying this out. Just use what you can find there. So the first thing you're going to do is it asks you what it can help you with. It's going to be very polite, very reassuring, and keep you moving and using it. So first thing you want to do is to introduce yourself. So literally in that conversation, what you're going to do is tell it something about you. So in my case, I might write something like this, hi, I'm Lynn. I'm a writing coach for life coaches and energy healers. I help them find the words they need to express what they were basically born to do. Most of my clients are women. They're usually 40 plus. They may find it hard to, be at the center of attention because their focus is always on other people. They're often very intelligent, very sensitive, lovely people. And I help them find the words they need with marketing, with book writing, things like that. So I'm going to add something like that. So that's the first thing you can do, is add a description of you and what you do. And then you press on the little arrow and it'll go off and think. Now, and it'll come back with a reaction. Now, if it doesn't do anything, usually you can see like a little dot and that means it's doing something. If it doesn't do that, then just type hello. And then that'll sort of like get it moving again. Yeah. Or anything. I don't think you need to use a particular word, but that just gets it, sort of makes it realize it needs to do something. So then it's probably going to come back and give you some kind of a compliment about the beautiful work you're doing, whatever it is that you do. And by the way, I'd love to hear what you do. Please add that. If you're watching on YouTube, add that in a comment below. Tell me what it is that you do. I'd love to hear about that. So that's the first thing you've done. That's not actually a prompt yet because you've not asked it to do anything. So a prompt means that you're asking it to do something. So here's the first prompt. Now you've told it a little bit about yourself. Just ask it. You say, could you create 10 social media posts for me? Yeah, press on the little arrow and off it will go. Simple as that. And then you'll see it's building up the posts and you'll see them arriving on your screen. And so just watch and see what it comes up with. And then have a look at them. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Are some really not in your style? Are some, yes, they are in your style. They could really be pretty good. Maybe some of them need a tweak. So what I want you to do for now is just choose the first one that catches your eye and then decide something that you would like to be a little bit different about it. Maybe you'd like it to be funnier. Maybe you would like it to be more relatable. Maybe you would like it to be in a different format. It doesn't really matter what you decide, because what we're doing here is just tweaking what we get, the output we get. And we should always tweak the output we get. Yeah. Unless it really knows you incredibly well. And right now it doesn't. You're just sort of like sniffing at each other. You don't know each other that well. So you're going to need to give it feedback. Now, because if you're using the free version, it's not going to remember any of the feedback you've given it, right? If you use the paid version, it's going to remember things. But for now, just remember, you're going to need to give it that feedback again and again. So always start by giving it some context, asking it to do something, then giving it some feedback. So decide what you want it to do. You can tell it in whatever way you want to. Some people have theories it's better to be polite to it. Other people say, just say what you want, whatever makes you comfortable, whatever makes you feel good. So you could say something like, I'd like number 6, but funnier. That's enough. Maybe you think, hey, it would be funnier if it was, or more interesting if it was related to something specific to do with your clients. Maybe you've just remembered a detail. Add that detail in there. Could you add this to number 7? Yeah. And off it'll go. Press the little arrow and off it'll go, and it will do that for you. Right. So then you wait to see what it comes up with. If you're happy with it, that's great. If you're not happy with it, give it some more feedback. Ask it to tweak it a little bit more. Maybe you could ask it to combine a couple of posts. It really doesn't matter. Whatever you want it to do, it's going to go away and do for you. So just imagine if you were doing this by writing it out by hand, how long this would take you to experiment with all the different options. It would take hours and hours. Here, you can do it within a minute. Yeah. So that's one of the amazing things that that ChatGPT and AI can do for you, is let you experiment and try things out. So by now you should have something that you're reasonably happy with. Now you just keep going until you're happy. Yeah, I'm not telling you should be happy by now, but you may well have something that you're reasonably happy with. So for the benefit of these prompts that I'm showing you, we're going to go on to step 3. If you want to work on something for longer, do that, no problem. But here's what I would do as step number 3. I would take the thing that I'm most happy with, that it's created, when I'm happy with it, and then ask it to create something new from it. So imagine I've come up with, I've now got an idea for a social media post that I'm happy with. Now we see what else we can do with it. You could say, please turn this into a blog for my website. Off it'll go and do it. You could say, how could I write an email about this? It'll give you an idea for how to do it. If you say, okay, so how could I include this in my next podcast? It'll go off and do it. So I've just taken you through a series of interactions, starting with introducing, asking for ideas. They call that ideation with an expensive word. Then we're giving it feedback. And then when we're happy with it, we're changing the context and using what we've created in different ways. 3 steps. Creates loads of input. I mean, there may have been several social media posts that you would have liked, and you can carry on and do the same thing again and again. This is how fast it can be. This is how good the quality can be if you give it good input. Now, when I worked in IT, they used to talk about rubbish in, rubbish out. If you give bad data, you get bad data out. And the same is true if you put good data in, you get good data out. So it's either rubbish in, rubbish out, or it's magic in, magic out. It's your choice. So go and have an experiment. Enjoy it. Let me know how you get on. Let me know what your impressions are. Is this something that you could see yourself using? Does this all feel like just way too much right now? Let me know, because this is going to be a big part of our lives in the future. And I would love to know where you are with this right now and how you would like to use it, what options you can see. And I'm going to keep sharing whatever it is that I come up with, and make sure that you are up to date with all of the things that AI could be doing for you, for your marketing, for your copywriting, and basically to make your life and your business easier. As you can see from what we've just been playing with on ChatGPT, the more input you can give it, the more you can react to what it's telling you, the better the results are going to be. You can get this generic, bland, vanilla sort of stuff that you see all the time on social media now. But if you go further, if you go deeper, you're going to get much, much better results, and results that sound more like you. Now, I wouldn't for a moment suggest that you should just take whatever ChatGPT gives you and just throw it on social media. And I absolutely, wouldn't suggest that, just don't do that. Okay. It's not going to work. You will still need to tweak what comes out, but it's a great way of getting ideas. It's a great way of getting feedback, of testing your ideas. So it's a bit like having a writing buddy. Here's what you really need to remember. That, as I said right at the start, it's rubbish in, rubbish out. And it's also magic in, magic out. So that's what you need to remember. The better quality that you put in at the start of the process, the better your writing's going to be at the end. Now, can ChatGPT help you get that messaging clear? Yes, but it's deep work, right? And as you've seen before, ChatGPT is always going to encourage you, always going to be nice and polite and all of that. But what you really need is somebody who's going to take you through a process and help you uncover what it is that is your deeper message. ChatGPT is never going to say to you, I think you're missing something out there. There's something you're not saying, something really important. It's not going to pick up on those things. And that's where a writing coach can help you. Now, a writing coach could help you with all kinds of things. I mean, writing coaches do all kinds of things. What I specialize in is helping you get over those writing blocks, and how you then write. You can write longhand, you can write, with a goose quill, as far as I'm concerned. Use AI, however it is that you want to do it. But the main thing is that you find out what it is, that unique thing that only you can say. And that's what I want to make sure that you understand, that using AI, it's an amazing tool. I absolutely love it, but it's not going to work if you don't know exactly what it is that you want to say in the first place. Now, as a reminder, if you want to get hold of the prompts that we've been using today, you can download those, the links in the show notes, get hold of those and then get going. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about AI and your thoughts about what you get out of using these prompts. And if you've listened to this and you think, hey, I really want to dig into this AI stuff seriously, and you know that you want to create something that is a balance of heart, of authenticity, of vulnerability, but also makes your life seriously easier and quicker, then we could maybe work together. Hey, if you enjoyed today's episode, why not try out this episode or this one instead and find out more about how power can work for you and your business?